pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The first item on our agenda is new hearing 24-34 for 4 Brookfield Road. Will the applicant please come up to the microphones? You just want to state your name for the record and give us a quick rundown of what you're looking to do.
Sure. Hey, how's it going? My name's Boaz Ron. I'm the owner of 4 Brookfield Road. I'll try to make it as brief as possible. First, I'd like to thank the chairman and the members of the board, Jen as well, for clearing up that double billing at 11 Concord Road. I'm here seeking a variance to add a garage at my house, 4 Brookfield Road. If it's okay with you guys, I'll just give a brief few-minute genesis of the application and a little background. So I have a medical condition, CIDP Guillain-Barré, since 2010. Spent 18 months paralyzed and years recovering with limited balance and mobility. Since then, it's a chronic condition. In layman's terms, I get GBS every week. Basically, I have 2 to 3 treatments at Leahy, depending on my severity, and it's called plasma exchange, plus a number of immune suppressions. It has a lasting impact on mobility, obviously being peripheral neuropathies and paralysis, and I'm asking for the garage to enter and exit out of safely. This is a year-round issue, and especially, obviously, with inclement weather. So for all these reasons, I actually purchased my Campanelli Ranch. It's a single-floor living. I sought that out when I moved into Burlington in 2017. The plan was I specifically sought it out and wanted the Campanelli for my safety. I since then broke 4 metatarsals in each foot, separate incidents, luckily, and that's why I'm seeking a garage. Both of those were in 2020 and then in 2021 through 2022. Multiple trips and falls and sprains, fortunately, but the 4 metatarsals stunk. So I don't know if I uploaded the note from Dr. Hine, but I have a few additional paperworks and presentations I can pass out. So some of the supporting documentation, obviously, is the medical notes. And I have, from starting in 2010, all the medical notes, if it's needed, if that pleases the board, from neurologists and the applications for handicap and all that from Boston. So the garage size was carefully considered and designed for safety purposes, both for if I get a van with a ramp and internal ramps to enter and exit the house and any kind of vehicle when things progress to, worse. So that basically covers the hardship. I'll just take a quick pause for any questions. Moving on. I don't think it has any negative effect. My home's always a single-family home. I think the variance listed an apartment/room above the garage. This was done for obvious financial reasons. Everybody in the neighborhood has an apartment or living area above their garage additions. Most people have a two-car garage set further back on the property. I like Campanelli ranches. My parents lived in one. I grew up in one. My parents still live in it. I plan on staying in my house. I'm trying to make it perfect and safe and my forever home. Adding a garage and a little living space above is very common to the area. There's quite a few locations and around Crest Haven that do that. Means a modest structure and keeps the diversity also in the housing market relative to the public good. Let's see. Brookfield Road has basically 10 homes on it. We're pretty much a community. I spoke to my neighbors beforehand. I have a text message from my direct neighbor, and although he's working, he's welcome to a phone call. And Peter and everyone always helps, and Rich. So I already got approval from approval slash they said it was okay, obviously, for the abutment that I'm seeking. And the addition is in character with other additions in the neighborhood. All right? And then finally, I don't think it'll substantially derogate from the zoning law or its intent. I will put in an additional fire separation, a 1-hour fire separation, the engineer recommended. Plus, there's a 4-foot walking section around the addition. Obviously, as I mentioned, the immediate abutting neighbors were fine with this, as well as all my friends in the neighborhood. We're kind of like a family. I think so. The plan to use an infiltrator system for the water in case there's any issues. Hey.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. I'll start over. Kidding. I have corner-to-corner gutters in my house now, and I'll add those as well to the addition. There's not one corner missing. And, Brookfield is kind of on a slope if you've driven through it or looked at it. This location was really chosen. First of all, it makes sense. It's where the driveway presently is. It's the natural location for an addition and a garage. Putting a garage in the back that's still, if it's detached, it doesn't serve the purposes of safety. If it's attached, it adds a lot of impervious surfaces with a much longer driveway and issues, and it's really difficult to maintain water when you have a building structure and a driveway and all the such. So that's about it. That's the history and background. Thanks for your time in advance.
Thank you very much. So I will,
Does me this?
what's that?
Do you guys want the text message?
Jen can take that, just so.
Leave it here for after.
You can read it off to us. Actually, I'll come and grab it from you.
Oh, okay.
I'll read it into the record,
Oh, thank you.
and then Jen can record that as part of the decision. So I have a message from his neighbor at 6 Brookfield saying, "Hi, Rich, looks," oh, that's
Previous
irrelevant.
message, yeah.
That's something you guys are talking about before. "I'm trying to get everything in order tonight for Tuesday's ZBA meeting. If you and the family are still comfortable with the addition, please give me that confirmation." It says, "Hey, Bo, Diane and I are comfortable with you going forward with the planned addition which requires a variance." So, I'm gonna add that in with the variance decision. Start with Rob. Any questions?
It was very thorough. I have no questions.
All right. Charles?
Yeah, I don't have any questions.
Okay. Joe?
Got a couple questions. On your plot plan, it doesn't show how close your neighbor is to the right of you. It doesn't show his house on the right, being 4 feet off the lot line, 4'4". My other question is, it shows a driveway. It's like you're driving through this garage. When you drive through, where do you go?
There's not going to be a second garage door on the back. That's just going to be a normal door on the back side. Are you talking through the garage?
It shows a garage door, yeah, so it shows an in and out.
Yeah, hold on, let's get on the same page. So I don't have a plot plan of the neighbors. When I did when I paid for the guy who measures everything with all the fancy equipment, he didn't do the neighbors. I don't know what the neighbors'
Yeah, we wouldn't
line is.
normally have that on a plot plan of where the,
I know mine's this would leave between 4.4 to 4.5 feet left. The driveway currently is on the right side of my house if you're facing the house, and it would extend a little bit into where the new garage would be. There's no other driveway. It's pretty much going to be a 1.5 car lane, maybe a 2 car lane width driveway. It's just extending the current driveway and adding a little.
There's no garage door leading to the backyard?
No, that's just part of the, initial engineering plans.
here's a street view of it.
Yep.
So they're equidistant
Yep.
from their plot lines without actually measuring. So the message you just gave me from your neighbor, is that who's on that side?
Yeah, that's 6 Brookfield. He's the direct abutting neighbor,
Okay.
Rich and Diane.
And you mentioned,
We have a much more beautiful garage than me, I'll add, for the record.
apartment, which Right now, we can't have apartments that you can rent, so you really can't,
Apartments, this is living space room.
family for an in-law.
I wouldn't even, it's more for a caretaker is how I think of it, for emergencies. I want somebody who's going to live, wants to live there, wants to help. So you can see the second floor plan. I think it's very spacious, and somebody who, knock on wood, I don't need, but I know I will need. You don't want it, but it's really for emergencies.
Yeah, we don't do any decision on use of what it is. What you do with your space is what you do with your space.
It's all open here, no
That-
problem.
That part, we don't need to discuss that part. Joe, do you have anything else?
I do not.
All right, Mark?
No questions.
Great questions. Thank you too, Joe.
All right. Yeah, you were pretty thorough with it. There was some stuff I was waiting to ask questions on, and you addressed them, so I'm pretty good with what it was. And this is a public hearing, so if there's anyone in the audience who would like to speak for or against this, please come up to the other microphone. Doesn't look like we have anyone.
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
Second?
Motion has been made and seconded to close the public hearing. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain? 500. So, all right. I don't have any more questions. Does anyone else have anything else to add? Any comments, concerns? Any motions?
Make a motion to approve 4 Brookfield Road for a side variance, right side of the house, 4.4 feet, as shown on plans dated 7/14/2024, and plot plan dated 8/2/24.
Second.
All right. Motion has been made and seconded to approve 24-34 for 4 Brookfield Road for a section 5.2.0 density side setback variance, 4.4 feet. Plans dated, what was the date on that?
7/14/24.
7/14/24. On the plot plan,
8/2.
8/2/24. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain? 500.
All right, thank you, board.
Yep. Have a great night. All right, so the next item on our agenda is new hearing 24-35 for 11 Old Concord Road.
Hi, good evening. For the record, my name is Heather Dudko, and I'm working with National Sign, who's the sign installer on this job.
Okay.
So the petition before the board tonight is to install a wall sign that we need a variance for. The width of the sign, it exceeds 6 feet because it's above the first floor level. So it's a new name for the hotel, and the sign would be installed where previous signs, I believe, have been installed, but don't quote me on that, but I do believe that there was a sign at that level before. And it will be above the canopy entrance, but it's at the top of the building, therefore requiring the variance. It's an internally illuminated sign. We did note the lumens would not exceed the 90 per square foot, and the sign does meet the height requirement. It needs to be under 4 foot high, so it does meet that. And the total square footage is 48 square foot. So the building there is pretty large, pretty wide, set back from the street a little bit. It's not directly on the street, so you need to enter, you need to kind of drive around a little bit, and that's the purpose, is to identify the entrance there on the front. And they feel that's the most appropriate place to put it.
All right. Start with questions with Mark.
I have no questions.
All right, Joe?
I do not have questions.
Charles?
Just one quick question. What was the sign before? Is it roughly the same size?
Roughly the same size. It fit into that width there.
Banner.
Yeah.
in that area.
They have a banner up there now. There's a banner.
Okay, I don't have any questions. Any more questions?
Okay, Rob?
No questions.
All right, so it's still Staybridge Suites. It's always been, this is just a logo revamp.
Like a revamp.
Yeah. Okay, so there's nothing really changing. I really have nothing else. Staying the same, it's looking the same. It's going to be all white, or there's going to be color in that?
No,
I'm
it
not
looks like
seeing
it's
any-
white, just white.
Just white?
Yeah.
Okay. It's going to be under 90 lumens. I have no issue.
Yeah.
Anyone else have anything else they want to add? Okay, this is a public hearing, so anyone out there wants to speak
Any-
for or against?
Any invisible people?
Not seeing anyone present? So do it.
Motion to close the public hearing?
Second.
All right, motion has been made and seconded to close the public hearing. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? 500. Okay, anyone else want to make any comments, motions?
Make a motion to approve one wall sign, 11 Old Concord Road, to read Staybridge Suites. Will measure 3 foot 7/16 inches by 13 foot 4 1/16 inches length. As shown on plans dated 4/30/2024, as submitted with the application. With the condition that there's no other signs, even if by right, and not to exceed 90 lumens per square foot.
Second.
Okay, motion has been made and seconded to approve 24-35 11 Concord Road for a sign 3 feet 7/16 inches in height, 13 feet 4 1/16 inch in length, with plans dated 4/30/24, in accordance with plans dated 4/30/24, with the restrictions of no other signs, even if by right, and no more than 90 lumens per square foot. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain? 500. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So the next item on our agenda is the approval of minutes from September 17, 2024. Did everyone get a chance to review the minutes?
Yep.
Was everyone at that meeting?
Yes.
Thank you, Ray.
So, does anyone have anything to add?
Motion to approve the minutes?
Second.
Okay, motion has been made and seconded to approve the minutes from September 17, 2024. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain? 500. Anyone else? Any other business? Anything to add?
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Third.
Motion is made and seconded to adjourn. All those in favor?
Aye.
500. Good night.